Humans are complex creatures. They're not like dogs in the sense that you can't just give them a treat and scratch behind their ears and they're gonna love you and forgive you for all the things you've done wrong. We all have things that bother and irk us. Quite often these things are out of our control. We dislike them, but we don't necessarily know why we dislike them. We call these things pet peeves. Now this week for That Girl Tyson, I'm gonna give you my top 20 pet peeves. Number 20, allergies. Right now, I am suffering so badly from allergies. My throat is itchy, my face is puffy, my eyes are red. I look like crap. I know I look like crap. Number 19, girls who shave or pluck their eyebrows off and then draw them on. I know this was really popular in the early 90s, and just like hammer pants and tube tops, it's time to let them go. Number 18, I really dislike the sound of a spoon being stirred in a glass. Now I know this is a weird one and it's irrational and I shouldn't dislike this sound, but it just bothers me. It makes my skin crawl. Number 17, people who slow down to look at an accident. I know that you're curious. I know that you probably want to see a little bit of gore and blood, but you're screwing up traffic behind you. You need to let go of your sense of curiosity and press on the gas. I myself speed up when I go past an accident because I have this fear of looking over and actually seeing somebody I know. Number 16, calorie counters. Now I'm all for being healthy, I'm all for being aware of what you're putting into your body, but it is annoying when you try to eat a meal with somebody and they're sitting there counting off how many calories are in their meal. But even worse than that is when they decide to tell you how many calories are in your own meal. I once worked with this girl who told me peanut butter was the worst thing I could put into my body. Really? Peanut butter? The worst thing? Not meth? And number 15, people who pull on their dog's leash when they're out walking them at the park. If you do not have the time to properly walk your dog or properly train your dog, then you probably shouldn't have a dog. Number 14, when it is so blatantly obvious that the service industry is geared towards men. Now the other night I went out with my sisters and my brother-in-law to a restaurant. Our waitress was wearing next to no clothes. So much of her boobs were hanging out that I didn't know where else to look. I seriously was expecting her to ask me to put her tip in her G-string. Now I'm not sure if she just caught an early shift at the restaurant and then was going down to the strip club afterwards, but that's what it looked like, and I'm not exaggerating. A little bit of cleavage and so showing some leg, that's fun, that's dandy. But to look like a common prostitute? Not even a high-class escort. Number 13, blanket generalizations. It drives me up the wall when people say things like, I hate Americans. Really? Do you hate all of them? And number 12, people who misuse advise and advice. You can advise somebody on something and you can give them advice, but you cannot advise somebody on something or give them advise. There is a difference to the words. They are not interchangeable. Number 11 is also one that is sort of uncalled for in the sense that people can't help it. It's the sound of nails being clipped. Not my own nails. I can stand that. But the sound of somebody else's nails being clipped. Number 10, people who are disrespectful with their cell phones, people who text during a movie, people who talk on the phone when you're out to dinner with them or are constantly checking it. Number 9, Uggs. I don't like Uggs. More importantly, I don't like Uggs when women wear them with shorts or a short skirt. It just seems so contradictory. Number 8. People who bring their dog to the park and keep them off leash when it's not an off-leash dog park. And their dogs don't listen. If your dog listens, that's fine. But if your dog doesn't listen, don't take him off the leash. Number 7, smokers. People who will light up a cigarette when you're walking down the street with them. People who don't brush their teeth after they smoke and then try to kiss you. Those things are just bad manners. Number 6, people who spit on the ground. Pretty self-explanatory, it's absolutely disgusting. Number 5, people who fear confrontation. You can't go through life without confronting somebody on something. I understand that at your job it's easier to report to your boss, but if somebody's doing something that you don't like, just go up to them and tell them. Number 4, people who merge in front of you and don't use their blinker. Number 3, clothes that have words scrawled across the bottom. You know, when you see girls wearing their sweatpants and they have the word princess on their butt? Or juicy? Yeah, none of that's cool. Number 2 is NetSpeak. I absolutely hate NetSpeak. Not only do I hate it, I don't understand it, and I don't use it. And while using it on the internet is annoying because who really is rolling on the floor laughing or laughing out loud that much? Nobody, because they look like a maniac. but people who actually use it in real life. And my number one pet peeve is people who abuse their intersnacks. There's so much that this entails, but I'm only going to give a few examples. When couples write wall to wall about how much they love each other, nobody cares. That's what private messages are for. Another example is people who abuse their Facebook updates. We do not want to know what you're eating. We do not want to know how long you worked out at the gym. Those are boring things. We want you to update your status with interesting things that we can comment on. Funny things, witty things. People who think that they can say whatever they want to people online and then not get any backlash. And I hate to tell you this, but there's no sexes online. It doesn't matter if you're a girl, a guy will slap the hell out of you, and it doesn't matter if you're a guy, a girl can rip you apart. So those are my top 20 pet peeves. I'm pretty sure they were an eye-opener for you. I have another thing that came in the mail, and this one also came from Noelle, and it can now be added to the weird crap around my house. I have a zombie rescue kit. That's right. Now, I really thought that it was funny because on the bottom it says, kit includes 1 orphan zombie and a booklet of care instructions. So here is my zombie, and he comes apart. And this is the zombie owner's manual. Feel the love. You're so cute. You're so cute. I thank you all for watching. I appreciate the comments, I appreciate the views, I appreciate everything you guys do for me. And hopefully I'll see you all again here next week for another edition of That Girl Tyson.
General quarters, all hands man your battle stations, all hands man your battle stations.
Oh,